Chosen one, sometimes the deepest cracks in your life are not punishment. They are portals. You think your world is falling apart, but in truth, it's falling away. The very trauma that broke you open may actually be the spark of your awakening. This is what's called a trauma-triggered awakening, when pain becomes the fire that burns away illusion, and your soul begins to rise higher than ever before. Let's walk through the signs so you recognize that you are not going crazy, you are going quantum. 1. Your deepest pain sparks the awakening. Chosen one. Let's speak the truth most people avoid. Your deepest pain is not just pain. It is a portal. When trauma strikes, it feels unfair. It feels unbearable. The kind of pain that shakes you to your core and makes you question if life even has meaning anymore. But what if I told you that very pain is not random? It is the exact spark of your awakening, the quantum truth of pain. Pain from a higher lens is not punishment. It is pressure applied by the universe to crack the shell of the false self. The false self is the identity you built to survive, the masks you wore to be accepted, the roles you played to feel safe, the walls you built so no one could hurt you again. But those masks and roles, while protective, also trapped your spirit. They kept you operating from limitation instead of expansion. Pain comes in like a lightning strike, not to destroy your essence, but to shatter the illusions around it. The breakdown is actually a breakthrough. Think of it this way. When an egg cracks from the outside, it represents death. But when it cracks from the inside, it represents birth. Your trauma may feel like everything outside of you is cracking, relationships falling apart, dreams collapsing, even your own mind feeling unstable. But on a deeper quantum level, it is your soul cracking open from the inside. What looks like a breakdown is actually the birth canal of your higher self. Pain as the entry point to higher light. Your deepest wounds hold an energy, and when that energy is transmuted, it becomes light. In fact, the very place where you were broken is the exact space where divine light rushes in. This is why mystics often say, the wound is where the light enters you. Because when everything is stripped away, your ego, your attachments, your illusions, what remains is the raw, unfiltered truth of who you really are, an unshakable soul. Discovering your spirit is unbreakable. The paradox of awakening is this. In your darkest hour, when you feel most fragile, you actually discover your greatest strength. Trauma convinces you, I'm ruined. I'll never recover. But awakening reveals, I am not the pain. I am the awareness holding the pain. And that awareness cannot be broken. You begin to witness yourself, not as a victim of life, but as an eternal consciousness, navigating the human experience. And once you realize that, nothing can ever have the same power over you again. So, chosen one, the next time you look at your scars, physical, emotional, or spiritual, don't see them as evidence of weakness. See them as initiation marks, proof that you were strong enough to be broken open, so something far greater could rise from within you. Your deepest pain was never the end of your story. It was always the doorway to your rebirth. Comment below, my pain is my portal. And remember, even in darkness, your spirit is unbreakable. 2. Flashbacks and triggers. Surface, not to break you, but to free you. Chosen one. Let's talk about something that can feel terrifying. The sudden resurfacing of old memories, emotional flashbacks, or body reactions that feel beyond your control. Maybe you're sitting in silence, and out of nowhere, a forgotten memory floods in. Maybe you're triggered by a smell, a sound, a word, and instantly your chest tightens, Your heart races, and you feel like you're back in the very moment of pain you thought you escaped years ago. It feels like you're drowning in the past. It feels like punishment. But here is the higher truth. These flashbacks are not here to break you. They are here to free you. Flashbacks are release codes. In the quantum field, nothing is ever lost. Every memory, every wound, every suppressed emotion lives as energy within your body, your nervous system, your auric field. When trauma is buried, it doesn't vanish. It waits. It lodges itself as density, looping silently in your subconscious, shaping your choices and energy without your awareness. But during an awakening, your higher self says, enough. It's time to liberate this trapped energy. So the memories surface, the triggers fire, the body shakes. This is not random chaos. It's programmed release. Think of it like old software finally being uninstalled so your system can run on a higher frequency. The flashback is the uninstall process. The trigger is the access key. Every trigger is a doorway. What if you saw every trigger not as an enemy, but as a doorway? When anger flares, when shame resurfaces, when grief pours out, that is your soul pointing to the exact place where your power was frozen. The trigger says, here. This is where light is needed. This is where your soul got trapped. Unlock this, and you reclaim another piece of yourself. So instead of running from the flashback, breathe into it. Witness it. Remind yourself, this is not happening again. This is surfacing so it can leave me. The past is not returning to torture you. It's rising so you can finally let it go. Quantum freedom through release. On a quantum level, what's really happening is alchemical transmutation. Dense energy stored from trauma is vibrating at a lower frequency, looping in your system. When it surfaces, you finally have the chance to bring higher awareness, compassion, and presence to it. And in doing so, you literally change its vibration. What once was pain becomes wisdom. What once was darkness becomes light. What once was bondage becomes liberation. Chosen one, do you see the power in this? You're not reliving trauma. You're rewriting your energetic blueprint. So when flashbacks rise, don't curse yourself. Don't say, why is this happening again? Instead, declare, this is not me breaking down. This is energy breaking free. This is my liberation code being activated. Every trigger is a teacher. Every flashback is a key. Every painful resurfacing is proof that your soul is ready to rise to a higher timeline. You are not drowning in the past. You are surfacing into freedom. 3. It feels like your world is collapsing. Chosen one of the most terrifying signs of a trauma-triggered awakening is this. You feel as if your entire world is collapsing. The career you once poured yourself into suddenly feels meaningless. Friendships and relationships begin to fall away. Beliefs you once clung to no longer make sense. Even your own identity, the you thought you were, begins to dissolve. And in that moment, it feels like death. It feels like destruction. You whisper, why is everything I built crumbling before my eyes? But listen carefully. What's collapsing is not your soul. It is the scaffolding that held your soul in prison. You see, for years, maybe decades, you've been living inside a structure built from survival patterns, cultural conditioning, inherited trauma, and the expectations of others. That structure was never the real you. It was a protective mask, a container, a cage, and during awakening, that false scaffolding can no longer hold your energy. It has to shatter. From the quantum perspective, collapse is not destruction, it's recalibration. Reality is reorganizing itself around your higher frequency. Think of it like this. In quantum physics, when a system becomes unstable, the old state breaks down so a new, more coherent pattern can emerge. The breakdown is the bridge to breakthrough. So when jobs fall apart, when people leave, when your old sense of self dissolves, it is not proof that life is against you. It's proof that the frequency of your soul has outgrown the old structures. You are being pulled into a higher alignment, and anything that cannot match your vibration will fall away. This collapse is sacred. It is making room for the self you were always meant to embody, the self that is not limited by fear, people-pleasing, or survival programming, but guided by divine truth. So yes, your world is collapsing. But it's not the end. It's the unveiling. You are not losing everything. You are losing illusions. And what remains, your essence, your true light, is indestructible. Chosen one, hear me. Collapse is not your punishment. It is your liberation. 4. Heightened sensitivity. Everything feels too much. Chosen one of the most unmistakable signs of a trauma-triggered awakening is this. Suddenly, everything feels too much. The noise of the world that you once brushed off now pierces straight through you. Sounds are louder. Crowds feel unbearable. Even the energy of people, their emotions, their unspoken intentions, can hit you like a tidal wave. At first, you might think something is wrong with you, that you've become weak, fragile, or overly emotional. But the truth is the complete opposite. What you are experiencing is expansion, not weakness. Your nervous system is no longer numbed out, no longer locked in survival autopilot. The walls that once shielded you, those coping mechanisms, those emotional armors you wore for years, are crumbling, and beneath them, your true sensitivity is emerging. Why this happens spiritually and quantumly. From a spiritual perspective, your soul is recalibrating. You've carried dense frequencies for so long, pain, suppression, fear. And now, as they leave your system, your inner world becomes more receptive to higher frequencies. From a quantum perspective, your awareness is shifting. Trauma often forces us to shrink our perception, to survive in a narrow reality. But awakening stretches you beyond that. You are no longer tuned only to the physical. You are beginning to feel the energetic field, the vibrations behind words, the frequency behind actions, the resonance behind spaces. This can feel overwhelming because you are not just living in 3D anymore. Your perception is expanding into the quantum field of truth. How it shows up in your life. You may find it exhausting to be around people who are fake, manipulative, or heavy with unprocessed pain. You may feel drained in places you once ignored, like offices, malls, or chaotic households. Even technology, media, or harsh sounds may overstimulate you. But notice something. The things that feel too much are usually the things that are out of alignment with your soul. Your sensitivity is not an obstacle. It's your compass, the gift behind the sensitivity. Chosen one. Heightened sensitivity is one of the most powerful gifts of awakening. It teaches you discernment at an energetic level. While others only see the surface, you feel the frequency. This means you can sense when someone's words don't match their energy. You can intuitively pick up what environments support your growth and which ones drain you. You become more attuned to your own body, emotions, and spiritual guidance. This is not fragility. This is your evolution into an energetic master, from overwhelm to empowerment. Yes, it feels uncomfortable at first. Yes, it can be lonely. But discomfort is the stretching of your spiritual senses. Instead of seeing it as too much, begin to see it as information. Your sensitivity is showing you the truth that was always there, the truth you were once too numb to feel. The question is not, why do I feel so much? The real question is, what is my soul trying to show me through this feeling? So, when everything feels too much, remember, you are not breaking down, you are breaking open. Your heightened perception is not a curse, it's your soul's new navigation system. It's leading you toward higher resonance, guiding you away from what is toxic, and aligning you with the people, spaces, and paths that match your divine frequency. Chosen one, your sensitivity is your superpower. Protect it, honor it, trust it, because it is not making you weaker, it is awakening you into the most powerful version of yourself. Say it out loud. My sensitivity is my strength. My soul knows what is true. 5. Nights of restlessness, tears, and questioning everything. Chosen one. Let's talk about those nights. The nights where you lie awake staring at the ceiling, with tears streaming down your face, whispering, "Why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this?" It feels like torment, doesn't it? As though the universe has abandoned you, as though the silence of the night amplifies your pain. But hear me clearly, those restless nights are not punishment. They are sacred passageways, sleepless nights, uncontrollable tears, constant why me loops. These are not signs of failure. They are symptoms of awakening. Why? Because in the stillness of night, your distractions are stripped away. The noise of the world is gone, and your soul finally has space to purge what it has carried for lifetimes. Darkness tries to convince you it's the end, but in truth, it is your soul emptying the old container. All the suppressed grief, the hidden rage, the inherited patterns, they rise at night because the veil is thinnest. This is when your spirit does its deepest work. Your tears are not weakness. They are alchemy. They are liquid evidence that energy is moving, trauma is loosening, and light is making its way into the cracks. And yes, the questioning is necessary. Those why questions, those endless spirals of doubt, they are not meaningless suffering. They are the cleansing fire that burns away false answers. Every time you ask, why, you are peeling back a layer of illusion. You are clearing away inherited beliefs, shallow conditioning, and false security until only truth remains. That's why your soul asks these questions in the dark, because truth is born in silence. Authentic wisdom can only bloom when the mind is stripped of its illusions. And here's the deeper quantum truth. Nights of grief are not your breakdown. They are your initiation. They are the soil from which clarity blooms at dawn. Just as the darkest sky holds the stars, your darkest night is holding the light of a new you. So the next time tears flood your pillow, remember this: your soul is not punishing you, it is purifying you. What feels like death is actually a rebirth. The you that wakes up tomorrow is not the same as the one who cried tonight. Your restlessness is a portal. Your tears are medicine. Your questions are ladders, leading you into higher dimensions of self. Chosen one, don't fear the night. Enter it. Let it strip you. Let it empty you. Let it prepare you. Because dawn always comes, and when it does, you will rise radiant, stronger, and infinitely more aligned with your true essence. 6. Behind the chaos, your soul whispers, it's time to rise higher. Chosen one, I want you to pause right here, because in the middle of your pain, in the middle of your chaos, something sacred is happening. Even in your darkest nights, even when you're shaking with fear or drowning in grief, There is a quiet presence within you, a whisper beneath the storm, and it says, "Don't give up. There's more to you than this pain." Rise. That whisper isn't just imagination. It's your soul remembering its mission. It's the eternal part of you, the quantum self, the higher self, the infinite consciousness, reminding you that the chaos you see right now is not the end. It is the passage, the quantum truth behind the chaos. You see, chaos is not random. It is intelligent. On the quantum level, it is the unraveling of old frequencies, old timelines, old identities that cannot hold your future light. When everything feels like it's collapsing, it is not life punishing you. It is life clearing you. The density, the outdated patterns, the illusions of limitation, they are dissolving because they cannot travel with you into the next version of yourself. That whisper you hear, that is the alignment signal. It is your higher self anchoring you into the new timeline. Trauma doesn't have the final word. Transformation does. Pain tries to convince you this is who you are now. Broken, shattered, done. But the whisper cuts through and says, no. You are becoming. Trauma doesn't get the final word. Transformation does. Because your soul came into this human experience not to be defeated by the darkness, but to transmute it into light. Think of a seed buried underground. To the seed, it looks like death, darkness, pressure, nothingness. But in reality, it's the womb of transformation. That seed is about to break open, not to end, but to begin. That's you right now. The chaos is the soil cracking. The whisper is the signal. Push upward, grow. Rise higher, the blueprint. Within the breakdown, beneath every trembling, beneath every tear, there is a blueprint, a design written into your soul before you ever incarnated. It says, you will not just survive this, you will alchemize this. The blueprint is the stronger you, the freer you, the more luminous you waiting to emerge. Every breakdown you've endured has been coded to awaken a new layer of your power. The whisper is simply reminding you, this is not the end. This is the birth. So, chosen one, the next time you find yourself trembling in the middle of the night, drowning in doubt, overwhelmed by the noise of life, pause, breathe, listen, because beneath the chaos, your soul is speaking, and it's saying, you are not here to collapse. You are here to rise. Your destiny is not destruction, it is ascension. Your identity is not victim, it is warrior of light. Your future is not darkness, it is brilliance. So hold on to that whisper. Trust it, live it, rise with it. Because your awakening is not just about you. It's about every soul your light will touch when you choose to rise higher. Chosen one, your trauma is not your ending. It is your doorway. Your pain is not proof of weakness. It is proof that your soul is powerful enough to transmute density into light. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. And what emerges is not a victim, but a warrior. A soul who came here to anchor light in places where it was once impossible. So the next time grief hits, remember, you are not being destroyed. You are being reborn. Type in the comments, from trauma to transformation, I rise. And never forget, you are rare, radiant, and unstoppable. Stay luminous. Stay unshakable. Your awakening has only just begun.